Peace. MC Shawn Love. So curious about this. Why would you do? But bacon, you know, it's like fucking pole. So bacon tastes good. Ham tastes good. I got to hear this shit. It could be tricky, right? It could be real tricky. You know, you're in the restaurant and, you know, you get kind of like a waitress that's got, you know, not very much patience, or a waiter that's got not much patience. And, you know, you're sitting there and you got to ask, is the rice been made with like chicken broth or pork broth or beef broth? You know what I mean? There's language barriers in some situations. You know what I mean? And you got to try to get down to the bottom of, did they cook this stuff with animal products? You got to know the variety of different foods that they put animal products into. And when we're talking specifically pork, I find that the Caucasian population that I interact with has the most trouble understanding why you would bend over backwards not to eat pork products or consume pork products. Like, I'm the abnormal one with these dietary restrictions, right? You know, because I'm at home cooking up vegetables and fruits, and you know, and you eat, you know, you get your food from a curb and you have whatever you want. But the mad twist is that you be what you have from the curb when you need to curb your have your. Act like I'm a twit because I want to put healthy stuff in my body, right? You know what I mean? And that I want to exercise. Oh, you do it again. Oh man, why don't you relax? You know, you act like I'm a twit because I want to keep some kind of a routine or something to stay healthy and as, you know, young and healthy as possible, right? And you know, I'm the abnormal one. Well, you come anytime, Alameda, California, you come and you go on a run with me, right? I'm gonna run long, I'm gonna run fast, I'm gonna be run DMC. And I guarantee a lot of these people that talk shit about the diets or the exercise, you get them out there and they're gonna be huffing and puffing. You're gonna be Puff Daddy. We're both Shawn, but if we go to the restaurant, you know, and it's filled with garbage and shit, I'm gonna fast while you comb through the menu. So I'm gonna be fast Shawn and you're gonna be Shawn Puffy Comb. I know what my options are, and I'm not making the mistake of thinking that all you motherfuckers are doing something that's normal, right? So the stuff that's made out of little bits of shit, you know what I mean? The stuff that's, you know, the stuff that's got every kind of dye imaginable in it, that's just loaded up with corn syrup, the stuff that's got chemicals a mile long that you can't pronounce, none of that stuff's making it into my body, right? And you know, bags, the stuff that's in bags and boxes, a real heavy limit on that. You know, I'll never eat pork, but that you know, that alone is becomes symbolic of something. Like, that's got pork in it, like the gummy bears or the little fruit snacks. You know what they do? They take skin and bones and they make it look like goddamn rainbows. Real ironic, right? That's something that's soft and sweet and looks like rainbows happens to be poisonous and terrible for you. Like, you know, so to look out and see the way that we eat, you know, as a society, right, in general, you know, we accept a whole lot. We accept a whole lot about what's been thrown on our plate. A lot of us, like toddlers, just pick up shit off the floor and eat it, right? You know, no matter what it is, as long as somebody else says it's okay. Besides the pig, you know, having like all these different problems that comes with, you know, obviously it's biblical, people telling you not to eat pork, right? But, you know, it's been going on a long time, right? You know, now we have refrigerators and stuff. You can stave off certain problems for a while. Having these kind of animals going through your body is never a good thing. Pig knuckle laden hot dogs and stuff like that at the ballpark, it remains in our culture as much as we allow it to, you know. And I think what it is that the general culture, especially just the American European, you know, way of eating, way of dining, the way of pushing certain types of food on you, I just completely reject it, and I don't care how anybody feels about it. It comes from a desire to be clean. It comes to a desire to avoid filthiness that's being shoved down your throat, and also feeling, you know, feeling like an asshole, having been tricked to put this kind of garbage into your body. I'm not gonna double down on that shit. I'm not gonna be like you. You're sick. Look at your behavior, right? You know, you want to consume whatever you want, but what's happening here is that you're assuming a con, and your stomach feels, you know, kind of bloated, like there's a rock in it. You know, you wonder, you're like, oh, was that bad? This is not the kind of stuff that human bodies are supposed to digest. This is the cause of the mucus, the inflammation. That was a process of choosing, right? I chose that way of life, right? And many of you that are so judgmental, you just inherited your habits, whether they were good or bad. The same reason I eat that way, the same reason I exercise that way, is the same reason why you'll see me on YouTube telling you everything I know. So both grandfathers on both sides of my family were dead when they were less than 10 years older than I am today, right? And neither one of them ever heard of a Phillies blunt. The amount of play field that I have to actually influence that future of my temple, you know, and you know, to influence my daughter and my son to move away from garbage eating garbage living. You know what I mean? I'm going to take every opportunity I have to try to instill that, because what's being instilled on television, on your phone, by your friends, all that stuff is garbage, right? You're not supposed to eat that way. I've met people from other continents and other countries that wouldn't touch the shit that you guys put in your mouth on a daily basis with a 10-foot pole. Look at the reports of different places around the world where their healthcare is nowhere near as advanced as ours, but at the same time, the lifespan across the board, males and females, is just skyrockets above us. And not just that, the quality of life while being in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. The decay, the process of decay that happens to a human body over a life cycle being greatly reduced. A lot of people just don't put a lot of thought into this. This is how their parents ate. This is how this is the comfort that they associate the comforts of childhood with places like McDonald's, you know, the kind of foods that are real bad for them. And you know, that's like a warm blanket. It's literally mother's milk to them. You're being made to believe that a certain way of being is normal and natural when it's absolutely not. Is the epitome of what I reject when I don't want swine on my plate. As a little kid, when I'd hear, like, you know, KRS-One, you know, like I was talking about earlier with my philosophy, or if you want to talk about, you know, beef, what a relief, you know, the joint, the beef joint, we just, you know, and then he points out Elijah's Eat to Live volume 1 and 2 books. I go snatch those up. I'm 11, 12, 13. I'm looking at this stuff. I'm not eating this stuff anymore, right? You know, my parents, what? You know, this is just chicken piccata. Nah. You know, so there's a certain level of growth that's got to come with that, where other people around you've got to adjust to it when you make dietary changes. There's no lack of right reasons to think about what you're putting in your body. I learned this from hip hop, and then that was confirmed by other disciplines, different people I've talked to, from Buddhists to martial arts experts. And you know, and down the line you start taking a look at how people seem like they got, how their energy level is, and you know what their diet is, and you start looking at people with other energy levels and you see what they're eating, right? You compare the two, and then you make your own choice about what you think is best. Ever a youngster, man, that's like, you know, maybe lost in the sauce a little bit about, like, you know, what don't eat pork, don't eat swine. I mean, that's native to hip hop. You know, that's native to hip hop, rejecting that kind of thing, and not just the meat. All right, y'all, I'm out of here, and hopefully I'll see you guys more soon. Peace.